Hi, Jackie here, the Joyful Yogini. Welcome to beautiful Camp Lake. Because of the lighting, you're probably not going to see the lake, but the energy of the lake is here. Today's class is a hip opening energizer. Please make this class your own. If you want to intensify any of the poses, please do so. If any of them end up being too intense for you, feel free to adapt them. I will show you some adaptations, but you can also just go back down to child's pose or regroup in downward dog. Make this class your own. During this class, if you also like to visualize, you can think about the color orange, because orange represents the second chakra, which is located right between your hips. And this class will help to really open and vibrate that second chakra beautifully. So enjoy this class. Meet me on the mat in child's pose. Okay, so welcome to the mat. So for child's pose, you can either have your knees at the edges of the mat, or you can have your knees touching, and that will provide you more support for your lower back. You're reaching your fingertips forward. You're feeling a gentle stretch in the shoulders and upper back. Take a deep breath in through your nose and send breath to your shoulders. For your next breath in, I want you to send breath down your spine to your tailbone. And just relax into the pose. Feel the mat below you. Feel the beautiful grounding as you melt down into the mat. At this time, set an intention for this practice. How do you want to feel at the end of this practice? Do you have anything stiff or achy? What do you want to be able to accomplish after this practice? At any time, you can come back to this pose and just regroup, reset, re-energize. Okay, we're going to make our way to tabletop. Make sure that your shoulders are stacked above your wrists. Your knees can be shoulder width apart. And we're going to do a cat-cow. So let's start with cow. Breathe in, look up. Breathe out through your nose, round your back. And again, cow, look up. And breathe out to cat. Navel to spine, pushing up. And keep going. Now if it's part of your practice to activate your Ujjayi breath, this is a great time to make sure you're doing that. All that means is you're breathing in and out through your nose. On your breathe out, it's like you're constricting the back of your throat slightly, and you're trying to fog up a glass with your mouth closed. It could sound like the waves of the ocean, or you might even think Darth Vader. Whatever works for you. Okay, I want you to tuck your toes under. Walk your hands forward a bit and downward dog. Now, if this is your first downward dog of the day, it might be a little stiff and creaky. And by the way, this is Chewie. You probably see Gracie too, the little black one. They'll probably be in and out of the shots. So you can pedal out your feet if you want to wiggle your bum, whatever you need to feel loose, feel good. We're going to start this practice out slow, and then we will be picking things up, and then we'll be bringing it slow again. If you want to find stillness, if you're ready for that, find stillness in your downward dog. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to bend my knees and I'm going to push my chest forward and then straighten my legs. Now, your heels do not need to touch the ground. It all depends on the length of your legs and how tight your hamstrings are. If I were to touch my heels down, I would have to step really far forward, but that doesn't help if I want to go into my plank. So I have to keep my legs back here. You keep yours in a position that feels best for you. Okay, so from here, you're going to breathe in through your nose, lift the right leg up.
Open up the hip, and then I want you to bend that leg. You can flex that foot. Let's actually roll that ankle one way, roll it the other way. We're gonna roll our hip now. Let's bring it down and up. 1, again, 2, let's go the other way. 1 and 2, feels good. Okay, stretch that leg back, hips are level, breathe in, bring your knee to your nose. And out, breathe out, knee to right elbow. You don't have to touch it, but you can aim forward. Aim for it, left elbow. Breathe in. This time we're going to plant that foot between your hands. Drop that back knee down, flatten that foot. Bring this foot forward just so you can get that 90-degree angle. And I want you to reach up, open up your heart, push forward gently on that thigh that's bent. On this one, feel that beautiful stretch in your hip flexor. Breathe in. Cactus the arms as you breathe out. Arch the back just slightly so it feels good. And again. One more time. Okay, let's plant the left hand. Gentle twist, bring that right arm up. Reach with those fingertips, feel that twist along your side. Beautiful, gentle detox for your organs. And breathe, don't hold that breath. Okay, from here, we're gonna bring this right leg over. Okay. Now, I don't have my blocks with me, but if you have your blocks or a stack of books, you can also use them or even a bolster. Because if you want to get lower in this position, you can place your arms on the blocks, on the books, on your bolster, or right down onto your forearms. You can push this leg out as much as you need to, or you can stay right up like this. Okay, so whatever feels best for you today. Breathe into those hips. This should just feel a gentle stretch. If it's too much, please come out of it. One more deep breath in and out. Bring your hands back up. Tuck that toe. Walk this foot back in, okay? Bring that back foot to meet your front and fold. Halfway lift and fold. All the way up. Hands at your heart. Breathe in, arms up. Cactus the arms. Breathe in and up. Swan dive down. Belly button to spine, all the way down. Fold. Halfway lift. Here's Gracie. And fold. Okay, from here, I want you to either step or jump back to plank. Make sure your wrists are over or stacked underneath your shoulders. Now from here, you can either go onto your knees and slowly lower down to your chest, or you can do chaturanga if that feels good for you. You can breathe in on your toes, shift forward, slowly come down. Okay, so from here, feet go flat. We're gonna do 3 cobras. Breathe in and up. And breathe out. And again, breathe in and up. And out. One last time, breathe in. This time, if you can, lift up your hands. Hello, boat. And out. We'll just move that boat out of the way. Okay, from here, hands and knees. And then tuck your toes back to downward facing dog. Pedal out if you need to. If you want to find stillness, find stillness. We're going to be doing the other side. Okay, breathe in, leg up. Open up the hip, bend the leg. Let's roll that ankle one way, roll it the other way. Let's roll the hip one way And the other way. Okay, straighten the legs, level the hips. Breathe in, knee to nose. And breathe out, leg up. Left elbow. And up. Right elbow. And up. Bring the leg forward. Plant the foot, knee down, flatten the foot, and come on up. Lean into that right thigh, feel that stretch in the hip flexor. If you're a runner, this is a great stretch. Cactus the arms. Breathe in and up. Cactus. And again, in and up. And cactus. Plant the right hand down. Reach up, gentle twist. If it feels comfortable for you, you can look up at your fingers. If not, you can always keep your head down. So whatever feels nice on your neck. Okay, let's bring that leg out to the side. Okay, so here we go for our serpent. You can either, again, you can use blocks, you can use a bolster, you can just come right down to the mat. You might find there's a difference on each side. On this one, I can't get this forearm down as easy, and I feel more of a pinch on my organs. I have to adapt it a little bit. So do what feels good for you. Okay, come on up. Let's tuck those toes, bring this foot over more, and we'll bring that back leg to meet the front and fold. Halfway lift and fold. All the way up. Hands at your heart. Arms up and cactus. And up, swan dive, belly button to spine, and fold. Halfway lift. Okay, plant the hands. Now, you can either go right to downward dog, or you can join me in a vinyasa. So I'm gonna do chaturanga. If you want, you can just go knees and down to your belly. You can do cobra, or upward facing dog to downward facing dog. And let's do lion's breath here. Tongue out, so breathe in, tongue out, and release your breath. Sounds like one of my dogs did the same thing. Okay, let's do it again. Okay, that feels good. So let's do right leg again. Breathe in, knee to nose, and up. Right elbow. So we're gonna start to speed things up a little bit. Anytime we add something new, we'll slow things down a bit again. So instead of dropping that back leg, we're gonna set up for warrior two. So back foot is at a 45-degree angle, your front leg, 90-degree angle, and you windmill the arms up and you come into your warrior two. Now, things to look for. So that back foot, 45 degree. I wanna make sure that you can see your big toe in the front. Fingers, make sure you are looking over this front finger or the middle finger, and your back arm is reaching back. And breathe. Let's go into reverse warrior. So let's keep this knee bent. Bring this arm back. We're gonna go to extended side angle. So we're gonna bring our arm to our knee, bring this other arm up, open up the chest. Now you can either stay here Or you can bring this hand down to a block, or you can bring it right down to the ground. So whatever feels good for you. Make sure this arm is coming over across you, not up like this. If you're up like this, it's gonna cut off the energy right at your armpit for this pose. So you wanna have a nice reach while keeping your heart open. And then we're gonna come up to reverse, keeping that knee bent. Now windmill the hands down, plank pose, and then downward facing dog. Bend the knees, look forward, step or hop to the front of the mat. Fold, halfway lift, fold all the way up, breathe in. Hands at your heart. Breathe in, cactus. Breathe in, navel to spine, swan dive down, halfway lift, and fold. Plant the hands, jump or step to plank. You can go right to downward dog, or you can go into your vinyasa. Now, if being like this for downward dog is hard on your wrist, you can also go down to dolphin pose and give your wrists a break. So whatever works for you, please listen to your body. Take one cycle of breath here. Left leg up. Knee to nose. And up. Left. Watch out. Plant your foot. Sit up for warrior two. Another breath in. Reverse. Side angle. Again, you could have your arm on your knee or come down to a block or right down to the ground. Make sure that heart is open. Reverse. Keeping that front knee bent. Windmill the hands. Plank pose, downward dog. Bend the knees, look forward. Step or hop to the front of your mat. Fold. Halfway lift. Fold all the way up. Hands at your heart. All the way up. Cactus. And up. Swan dive. Vinyasa or right to downward dog. Hi, Gracie. Right leg up, knee to nose. Chewie. Right elbow. Left elbow. And up. This time set up for warrior one. So 45-degree angle, but you may need to bring this back foot closer to the edge of your mat. Because when you come up, you want this hip to be forward. You don't want it back here. So move your feet the way you need to feel good in this pose. This can be a tight pose for your hips. So, but we've warmed them up. So let's see how this feels. Now let's make sure that our shoulders are not in our ears. So you can bring your pinkies in, and that can help to bring your shoulders down. Make sure you can see that front big toe. If not, bring this knee out more. Let's go to warrior two. Now, if you want to bring this foot more in, you can, or you can leave it as is. Reverse. Side angle. Either on your knee or bring it down. Reversed. Straighten the front leg. Okay, we're gonna go into triangle. If you want, you can bring this leg forward more. Stick out this back hip. Boop. Okay, tick-tock, we're going down. This time, this arm is straight up. Pretend there's a wall behind you. Lean into that wall. If you need to bend your front knee at all, by all means. Otherwise, you can try to keep it straight, maybe just a little micro bend in it. Okay, from here, we're going up to reverse triangle. Bend the front knee now. Windmill the hands down. Plank pose, this time vinyasa. Bend the knees, look forward. Step to the top of the mat or hop. Halfway lift and fold. All the way up. Hands at your heart. Breathe in. Cactus. And in. Swan dive. Halfway lift. Plant the hands. Jump or step back to plank. Go right to downward dog or vinyasa. All right, left leg, everyone. Breathe in and up. Knee to nose. And up. Left elbow. And right. Plant the foot. Set up for warrior one. So I'm bringing my foot more out to the edge of the mat. Strong warrior coming up. Shoulders out of your ears. You can bring those pinkies in and breathe. Warrior two. Again, if you want to adjust that back leg, by all means. Reverse. Keep that front knee bent. You can actually bend it even more. Side angle. Open up your heart. Reverse. Reverse triangle. Bring your arms down. I'm bringing that back foot in. Hip back, tick-tock. I find my left hamstring tighter than my right. So I have to have a little bit more of a bend on this one. Pretend there's a wall behind you. Lean into it. If you shake, it's okay. You're working. You can either look up at your hand or look down, whatever feels best on your neck. And let's come up to reverse triangle. Bend that front knee. Cartwheel down. We're going to a vinyasa or to downward facing dog. Bend the knees, look up. Step or hop to the front of the mat and fold. Come up for chair pose. Okay, heart is up. Hips are lower than your heart. Breathe in, hands at your heart. Breathe in and lengthen. Twist to your right. Pushing your hands together. So my hands are like this. Pushing them together. Pushing your heart open and up. Beautiful detox. Squeezing out your organs. As soon as we get out of this twist, fresh oxygenated blood is going to rush to our organs. Breathe in and center and fold. Halfway lift and fold. Chair pose. One more breath in, then hands at your heart. Breathe in and lengthen more, and twist. Pushing your heart up, hips are down, knees should be together. Breathe in and center, and fold. Halfway lift, and fold. Staying down here, bring your feet to the edges of your mat. Toes are pointing out. We're coming down to Malasana squat. So you're bringing your bum down, hands at your heart space. Your elbows are pushing your knees out gently. Long spine, long neck. When I first started this pose, I could not do it for very long. My heels were high off the ground. If your knees are off the ground, just bring your legs out as wide as you need to. And this pose does get a lot better. The more you practice, it gets better. If you have a block, you can also sit on a block, or you can put a bolster between your legs and take off some of the pressure. So please do whatever works best for you. Okay, we're gonna put our hands down in front, keep our legs out, and fold. Let's go halfway lift with our legs out. And fold. Okay, bring your feet a little bit closer together. I want you to take your peace fingers, wrap them around your big toes, relax your head and neck down, and then gently push your spine up as your fingers are pulling gently on your big toes. So you're just giving your spine a really nice stretch. And relax. Let's do it one more time. Gently push that spine up. You can keep a bend in your knees. You don't have to straighten. Keep them as bent as you want. And fold. Okay, halfway lift. And fold. All the way up. Hands at your heart. Okay, take some time to adjust yourself. Okay, so we are going to do tree pose now. Now, if you want, you can use a prop. So you can always use a chair. And it could bring you a little extra support and security that you might feel that you need. And whatever you need is A-okay. Okay, so you can either have your leg just to the side, your knee out, your toes down, and you can simply do your tree pose like this. or like this, or like this. Arms up, looking up can also intensify the balance. Now you can bring your foot to the inside of your shin, or if you're super flexible, you can bring it right to your inner thigh, whatever feels most comfortable. I tend to keep it at my shin. That's where I feel most comfortable. And I also, sometimes I just like to have a chair here so it can increase my balance. You can even just do a one arm as you're holding on, or the two arms as you feel comfortable. And you can be a dancing tree as well. Blowing in the wind. If you fall, it's okay. Just shows you're working, you're pushing yourself. Okay, shake it out, shake it out. Hold on 1 second, guys. Stay at the stairs. Okay, so we're going to do the other side now. You can move the chair over if you are using the chair. Bring it in. You can do one hand or both. Woo, this tends to be the easier side for me to balance, but not always. It helps to focus your eyes on something. You can bring your arms up if you like. And if you want to intensify your balance, you can even look up. And breathe. Woo. And relax. Shake it out. Great job. All right, I'm going to use this as the top of my mat for the second half of the class. Okay, so from here, let's breathe in, reach up, and swan dive down. Plant your hands, plank pose, vinyasa, or you can go to downward facing dog. Okay, from here, you're gonna breathe in, right leg up, and we're gonna go into pigeon pose. So you're gonna bring that leg forward to the top of the mat. Now, some of you might be, it's like doing a number 7 with your leg. Some of you will be able to have your front leg going directly across the top of your mat. My body doesn't want to do that, so mine is more of a French 7. It's more fancy and it's going down, and that's okay too. So I want you to take a deep breath in, spine nice and long. Now you can either stay here, or you can use a bolster, you can use blocks, or you can just, I like using my hands or my arms, and I rest my head onto my arms. I want you to snuggle into this pose, so get nice and comfortable. The top leg, I like to keep the foot activated. So if you can flex or aim to flex that foot, it's gentler on your knee. Right now, focus on your breath. Use that Ujjayi breath, breathing in and out of your nose. Make the sounds of the ocean. You can send breath to this hip, to your hamstring, or wherever your body needs it. You can think of the color orange. Beautiful swirling wheel of energy right between your hips. Picture it opening and opening. Now you can stay here as long as you like. If you're ready to move, you can come up onto your hands. Now I'm going to take my right leg and I'm going to, oh, I have a little step I have to deal with. So I'm going to move my body over a bit. I'm going to straighten this right leg over. Okay. And the back foot, I'm going to lean on that back foot and reach up to falling star pose. If you don't like doing this pose, you can simply go right to downward facing dog. Okay, let's gently come out of it. Okay, let's bring this leg back, shake it out, do what you need to do to feel good, and pedal out your feet. Let's do a lion's breath. Breathe in, tongue out, make some noise. And again. Okay, breathe in, left leg up. Okay, pigeon pose, bring it up. You can see mine is at more of an angle. If you can get yours up, by all means, get it up. Try to flex that foot. Lengthen your spine, breathe in. Stay up there or come on down to the mat, to blocks, to your bolster, to a pillow, just to your mat, whatever feels good. Send breath to that left hip, to your hamstring, to your calf. Feel yourself just melting right into the mat. Take notice of your thoughts. Be an observer of your thoughts. And watch them come in and float away. Now you're more than welcome to stay here longer in this pose. If you're ready, you can come up onto your hands. Okay, we're going to bring that front leg. We're going to put our weight on our back foot, on the outside of our back foot. Bring the left leg over, reach up. Open your heart. That bottom hand, make sure you're distributing the weight across the pad, not only the pad of your hand, but also on your fingertips. Let your finger pads take some of the weight. And come down. Let's bring that left leg to the back. Shake it out. Do what you need to do to feel good. And pedal out. Lion's breath. Ready? Breathe in, then tongue out. Make some noise. One more time. Okay, awesome stuff. Bend your knees, look forward, back to Malasana squat. Bring those feet to the top of your mat. Feet coming out, sitting up. You might even feel a bit of a difference from the last time we were in this pose. Straighten that spine up, heart up and out. And breathe. If you hate this pose, I'm so sorry. We won't do it for too long, but it is wonderful for those hips. It's adding a bit of constriction right now, but as soon as we're out of this pose, fresh oxygenated blood will flow through our hips. 2 more breaths in and out. Okay, you can have one hand behind you, one in front, sit back. Oh, that feels good. Let's straighten those legs. We're gonna do staff pose. Flex your feet, reach up, breathe in. Hinge at your hips, going forward. Wherever you can reach, it might be your shins, your ankles, your feet, whatever feels good for you. Breathe in, and then melt down. With every breath, create some more space. And every breath out, I want you to fill that space. Breathe in and lengthen. Breathe out, fill in the space. Okay, come on up. Bend your right leg. Foot is against your inner thigh. Breathe in, reach up. Hinge at your hips, come on down. And breathe. Feel free to have a bend in your knees. I should have mentioned this during the staff pose as well. If you have really tight hamstrings, you'll want to bend your knees. If you have a tight lower back, bending your knees will help. So please listen to your body. Okay, come on up. Switch legs. You might find one is not as flexible as the other. That's okay. That's why we're doing this. Even things out. Loosen things up. When you're doing yoga, you're opening up the chakras, which each of your chakras are associated with different organs, with different elements, with emotions. They all have different characteristics. So when we're doing yoga, we're helping to open and release blockages, fuel our different organs, help us to release emotions. Okay, come on up. Okay, let's go into cobbler's pose. You can keep facing where you're facing. I'm just gonna turn this way. So you can put your feet together. That's also called butterfly pose. You can hold on to your ankles if you like that, and you can use your forearms and gently push down. Or you can also hold on to your feet as if you're opening up a book, and you can still use those forearms to push down. I want you to try to keep your spine long, your chest up, and breathe. One more breath in and release. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so from here, I want you to bring that left bottom leg down with your foot towards your bum. Bring your right leg over. If this is too much for your body, you can keep the leg that's underneath straight out in front of you. Okay? So from here, I'm going to take my right arm, bring it back, and I'm going to take my left arm and bring it to the opposite side of my leg. Okay, I'm going to lift my heart up and gently twist back. Now if you want, you can bring your arm down, okay, or keep it up, or even just hold it onto your knee. So whatever feels best for you. Okay, let's do the other side. So again, you can keep this leg straight if you like. I'm gonna bring it back, and I'm gonna bring this leg over here. I'm gonna bring this arm back, reach over, and twist. With every breath in, lengthen your spine. With every breath out, you're twisting a little more. Adjust your arms as you want, as they feel comfortable for you. Okay, and release. Okay, hi Chewie. Hello baby. Yeah, you're my baby. Okay, let's just do a little cat-cow just to stretch out that back, okay? So breathe in and out, navel to spine. Breathe in and out. And in and out. Breathe in, neutral spine. Okay, come to a seated position. Little bit of core work here. Not that we haven't done any, because of course we have with all of our planks, but we're gonna do some boat pose. So you're gonna sit back on your sit bones. Chewie, I think you have to come on this side. Come on, baby. Good boy. And you can sit. So you're gonna bring your legs up, hands under your knees. Now, you can stay like this, you can go like this. What you can also do, if you want to intensify things, you can bring your arms up and you can also straighten your legs. So whatever you want to work on, it's up to you. If you're shaking, it's working. Another breath in and out. Okay, so from here, we can go into low boat, high boat. Okay, so we can go low boat, high boat. If you don't want to do this, you can stay with the other boat pose. Let's do 2 more of these. Okay, so we're slowly gonna make our way down to the mat. Feet close to your bum, hands down, bum up. We're gonna do a bridge pose. Now, if you had a block, and if you prefer a block, you can gently place a block basically where your waistband would go, and that could give you support. And you can use any of the 3 levels. So you can use the lowest level, you can do the second level, or the 3rd level, all the way up with the block. If you do have blocks, I recommend trying it. It's nice to, every once in a while, do some supported bridges, especially if you're at a certain level, the block can help you to bring you to the next level. And you can just melt into the block too. So with your bridge pose, you can also clasp your hands together and bring them down, and it opens, you bring your hands down towards the mat and it opens up your shoulders. If this is too much for your shoulders, just keep your hands down. I want you to open up your heart and snuggle your shoulders or snuggle your wings under your shoulders. This is also a wonderful heart opening pose. So you can even think about the color green circling on your chest, or pink for self-love. One more breath in. Slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, come on back down. Okay, let's bring your knees to your chest. Ah, that feels good. You can reach up and give each knee a beautiful kiss. Tell them you love them for all the wonderful work that they do. Okay, now you can have your hands on your knees and you can give your lower back a gentle massage. You can roll your knees one way and the other way. Hello, Chewie. Okay, so from here, you're gonna put your left foot down. I'm gonna bring my right ankle over my left knee. And so we call this a figure 4. You can bring that left leg up and hold on under your thigh. Now, if that is too much of a stretch for you, you can keep the foot down on the ground And then you can gently push against your thigh, okay? You can get a stretch that way. If this feels good, you could do this. You can also roll that ankle one way and the other way while it's there. If you want to intensify the stretch more, you can reach for that shin, or you can reach for your foot. So whatever feels good for you. Okay, left foot goes back down. I have a little doggy in my way. Okay, I'm gonna bring this leg over more. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift up my hips. I'm gonna bring them 2 inches to the right and have my arms either as a T or in cactus pose and bring my legs over like this. Really beautiful, gentle stretch. Now, if it feels good on your neck, you can look towards your right. And just breathe. We are getting a really good detox in this class too. Okay, slowly come back to center. Lift up your bum. Align your spine again and bring it down. Okay, let's switch sides. So figure 4, grab on where it feels comfortable for you. I'm gonna roll that other ankle. I'm gonna reach for my shin now. I usually start under my thigh and then I reach for my shin when I have a bit more flexibility going. Okay, I'm gonna bring my foot down, bring this leg over, hips up. I'm gonna bring my bum 2 inches to the left, cactus my arms, bring my legs to the right, and I'm looking to the left. Again, only look to your left if that feels good on your neck. Okay, come on back up. Lift your bum, straighten your spine again. Come on down. Ah, that feels good. Okay, so we're gonna go into happy baby pose. You want your tailbone nice and flat on the ground. And if your spine, your tailbone, it's all nice and flat, then you might even be able to rock back and forth comfortably. You can even do Kung Fu Baby and straighten your legs. So whatever feels good for you. Sometimes my hamstrings are so tight that Kung Fu Baby is not an option. Okay, before we go into Shavasana, we're gonna do a shoulder stand. If this doesn't feel good for you, feel free just to hug into your knees, or you can flip over and go into downward dog or go into dolphin pose, so whatever feels good for you. So the way I like to get into shoulder stand is I like to get a little bit of momentum with my hips. So I'm gonna push up. Okay, so I'm going to start with straight legs, and then I'm going to go into plow. Whew, I don't have a dock to put my toes onto.
I have the water, so I'm just going to have to stop here. I don't want to do a somersault into the lake right now. Oh, there's a boat. Now, if you want, you can bend your knees and you can look right through your legs to the sky. You probably don't do this very often, but it's a neat viewpoint. I'm going to go back to plow. And then I'm going to bring my legs up. One. And then I'm slowly going to roll down.
Feels good. I want to do a quick bridge to counter. Stretch that. Oh, that feels good. Okay, so just before we go into Shavasana, if there's any pose that you want to take before we go into Shavasana, please do. Or if you want to get some socks, you want to get a blanket, a pillow, you can go and do that. You can pause this if you want and get yourself all ready. So for Shavasana, I want you to find a stance that feels really good for you. We've been working on hips, so if you like, you can go into a lying down cobbler's pose or butterfly pose with your feet together, your legs out to the side. If you have a set of blocks or pillows or books, you can place them under your thighs to add extra support so you can just melt down into the pose. You don't have to. If this feels comfortable, you can stay like this. So you can have your hand on your heart, or your hand and one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, or you can have both arms at your sides, or you can straighten your legs and have them shoulder width or more apart, feet out. Or if you want more support on your lower back, you can have your feet at the edges of your mat and your knees in. And whatever arm position feels good for you. So find something that your body wants to do and get yourself all settled in. Start by focusing on your breath. If you like to visualize, you can picture a spinning wheel of orange between your hips, opening and opening. If you can hear the water here hitting the shore, you can focus on that sound. And think about flowing your breath. If you want, you can focus your attention on your toes right now. Just totally relax your toes, have them melt into the ground. Send breath to your ankles and have them totally relax and melt into your mat. Relax and loosen and melt your calves, your knees, your thighs. Your hips are open and melting right into your mat. Your bum, your lower back, your belly, fully relaxed and melting down into your mat. Your mid-back, mid-belly, your chest, your upper back, your shoulders, all relaxed and flowing and melting into your mat. Your throat, your lips, your jaw, your eyelids, your cheeks, your nose, your eye sockets, your forehead, your ears, the back of your head, your crown, your ears totally relaxed and melting. Your arms, your fingers, even your fingertips, fully, completely relaxed. Now you can stay here as long as you like, or if you're ready to move on with your day, you can start to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. If you like, you can reach your arms up ahead, stretch your fingers. I'm going to stretch my legs out and reach with my toes and my fingers at the same time. If you are ready to move even further, you can choose a side to roll onto. So I'm going to go in a fetal position on my right. I'm going to take a couple breaths here. When you're ready, and if you feel comfortable with your eyes closed, you can slowly make your way to a seated position. First, I want you to take note on how your body feels. Bring your hands to your heart. When you're ready, you can flutter your eyes open. Thank you so much for joining me on this practice. Namaste.